Hi everyone, this is Joanna. Welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Today's video is going to be just a little bit different. Yes, naturally I'm going to create some pendants because that's what I love to do, but I am going to experiment with the Pebeo Prisme paint. I love that paint so much. The honeycomb effects that you get with that paint is just so amazing. And you can take a piece of clay, bake it, and then add the paint to it, and you are going to love the outcome. Guaranteed. It's just so awesome. However, what I want to do today is I wanted to take the clay and kind of force the paint into different situations and see how it acts in it. So that way, maybe there's going to be a way for me to somehow create the design that I'm getting with the honeycomb. So let me show you guys what I did and if I failed or if I succeeded. Okay, so I'm going to start off by baking my pendants, and for the first pendant I'm using Simon Says stamp, the background stamp, and you have seen me use it before. I basically want to create some kind of a texture on my pendant, just for the purpose of seeing what the paint is going to do once applied to it. So there you have it. I'm just going to give it a nice squish so that my indentation is just so crisp, and I'm going to cut out a pendant and off it goes into the oven. Now for my second pendant, I'm going to do something else. I wanted to see if I could kind of change the direction of the paint if I apply some kind of texture to it. So here I'm just going to create a little design and I'm going to use beads to it. And I was thinking in my head that maybe if the paint is going to hit the beads, I kind of imagined that maybe the bubbles that it creates the honeycomb effect, maybe they're going to be smaller around the beads. And I was imagining that it would be so neat if the prism effect was kind of neater, smaller around the beads, and then it would get bigger. But there you have it. This is my design, and I threw it in the oven. Once the pendant is baked, now it's time to go and have fun. The two colors that I chose to start with is the red and the gold. I'm going to list them in the description. And I figured, let me apply the gold to the beads. And the way I imagined that the paint would work, I'm like, if there's going to be some kind of destruction of the flow, maybe the bubbles or the prism effect around the beads is going to be much tighter, so the bubbles will be like really small. And I'm like, that would look really neat if we could really have a design with the beads, and then you can kind of tell the bubbles when to be smaller and bigger. So there you have it. I'm going just to let this dry and see what happens. Now with the next pendant, I'm using this purple, which is so beautiful. It has some gold in it. Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. So here I kind of figure that if I'm going to add the purple into the grooves, and of course I'm going to add the paint to the rest of the pendant as well, but in the grooves it's going to be so much more paint, there's going to be much more movement, and the prism effect really should pop out more than in the rest of the pendant. So basically the idea behind it is that if you have a design and there are grooves in it, you really can design your pendant with the, and have the prism effect really more visible inside the grooves than in the rest of the pendant. So hopefully you guys will enjoy the way that this came out, because I really didn't know what to expect when I was applying the paint. Once I was working with those colors for a few minutes, I realized how much I actually like those two colors together. You can't see the gold popping through, but there is some gold in that purple, and it just made the whole pendant just so pretty. So let me show you guys how it came out when it was all dry. And there you have it. Isn't it just so beautiful? This was probably after 6 or 7 hours. I wasn't sure if anything else was going to change change, but what an amazing effect. You have the black clay popping through, you have the prism, the purple prism with the little gold in the grooves, and then you have the red as well on top. I love it. But let me show you guys what I did with my second pendant. So there you have it. And yeah, well, the effect is not what I was expecting. I really thought that the beads were going to be surrounded by little prisms, and they simply were not. So I'm not stopping right there, because yes, that's the beauty to playing with Pebeo Prisme Paints. You can just apply them on top of the other as long as the layers are dry. So if you don't like something, just go over with another layer and it's going to look just as beautiful. So here you have already one layer, and I'm thinking, okay, let's see if those beads that are still sticking out from the pendant, let's see if I'm going to completely cover it, if they will somehow pop out from underneath the paint, or rather if they will direct the paint in a certain way so that you could actually see that S, and the other way S design in the pendant. So after creating this design, I just put it on the side, and I'll let the paint do its magic just to see if those beads are going to do anything to it. So let's go back to my first pendant. I want to show you guys a close-up of that. It really came out so nice. I love those grooves, and I will absolutely 100% use this technique in the future. I think it looks just so nice that you have that design with the prism inside, kind of, and then look at the texture. I didn't even use varnish on it. Look how beautiful it looks. What a great shine. I probably should put something on top of it. But this is the pendant number 2, and looks completely different. It really does. There's absolutely no sign of the beads whatsoever. They have not helped or detracted the paint in any way, shape, or form. It basically did whatever the heck it wanted to do, which it usually does. But this technique, I am 100% going to use this. I love it. And that purple with the gold, you guys need to try it. It's a part of one of those sets that they sell. It's just so beautiful. So I encourage you guys, take out your paints, go get the prism paints, play with them. It is just they're just so fun. There are so many possibilities, and I am not done playing with them. I will control those things. With that being said, my friends, till next time, until next video, ta-ta!